Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another live here with me, Asiya Nasir, founder of Utopian Enterprise Business Solutions, which is a consulting firm with a specific niche with working with nonprofit founders, whether aspiring or existing founders of amazing nonprofit organizations, really looking to do things in an impactful way and really fulfilling their missions in real time. That is what my mission is at Utopian Enterprise Business Solutions. And I am also the author of the book that you see here, Nonprofit Doesn't Mean No Profit, where you can find on Amazon. So I know last week I was not here. I know you're used to every Monday. I'm always here talking about I'm here every Monday. Well, last week I needed to take a little break for myself, a little self-care, a little downtime for myself, just to, recoup, rejuvenate my own self, to be able to come back, better with, great content for you as I strive to do each and every week, to help your nonprofit organizations to, truly, do the things and that it has in mind to do. So today is no different. I want to share a topic with you today that I think is extremely important and something that nonprofits, whether just getting started or existing for a while, should be doing at the onset, making sure that their vision is extremely clear. And for existing nonprofit organizations, again, looking to see if their vision of their goals for their nonprofits are really set in stone and really clear. And so before I get into the 5 strategies, which is what I always do each and every week, I provide 5 strategies for whatever topic we're discussing. I wanna get into just really quick, just kind of talk about the importance of having a vision for your nonprofit, having goals for your nonprofit. I think a lot of times, we look at, or I see a lot of grassroots nonprofit organizations kind of go into this sector, or starting this venture, kind of like how a lot of people go into marriage. A lot of people think that, they're striving for the day to get married. They're working hard for that, their relationship they're building for the day that they can say, I do to this person. And the goal is not just to get married. The ultimate goal is to stay married, right? So I see a lot of nonprofit, founders go into starting their nonprofit or starting a nonprofit organization, kind of like with the same thing. It's like they have all this passion and all of this understanding of, what they want to do, what their organization is all about, what, cause they're going to champion. And it's like once they get there, it kind of is like wah wah wah. That goal of staying in business, that goal of being impactful is not as important as it was to actually start and say this nonprofit is up and running. And I think that it has a lot to do with, was there a clear vision from the founder? And so this particular video is more for the founders or the executive directors, board of directors, those that are in leadership position. I think it's extremely important that when you're reviewing the 5 strategies as a leader, you have to ask yourself, and I want you to ask yourself and challenge yourself right now, do I have a vision for my nonprofit? Not just knowing what the mission is, not just knowing the technical things of running a nonprofit, but is there a vision? Because there's a difference between your mission statement and a vision statement. There's a difference. The mission statement is, this is what we're going to do. The vision is, if this were accomplished, what would it look like for the recipient? What would this look like for the community, right? That's the vision. What impact would this make? That's the vision. Not just fulfilling the mission and saying we have programs, we're doing this, we're doing that, we we provide this, we provide that, excuse me. But I want you to think about the impact, the vision. What would that look like for the recipient, and what would that look like for the community if the mission was accomplished? That's the ultimate vision. What is your goals? Do you have a vision and goals to achieve that vision for your nonprofit organization? And if you don't, that's a clear indication of maybe why people are not recognizing, especially if you're just getting started, really not being clear about who you are and what you do. And for those that are existing, you're kind of either stagnant or you're kind of floundering because the vision is not clear. And if you in leadership are not clear of the vision, then neither will donors or potential donors, and neither will it be for the volunteers, faculty, or anyone else within the organization will have a clear understanding of why we're here, what it is that we're doing here, and what is the importance of what we're doing here. So I want to share 5 strategies to help you to be able to develop a clear understanding of your vision for your nonprofit, and what are the goals that you need to make, and how do you implement, getting to have this vision and implementing the vision and succeeding in seeing the vision come to fruition. So this is probably going to be the most candid you've probably ever seen me, because I think this is really where a lot of the crux of where a lot of nonprofits go wrong. And it's because we're not having that honest conversation with ourselves as founders, as board presidents or executive directors. We're not having that honest conversation first and foremost with ourselves, and then we're not having it with the organization as well. And so it's kind of like the elephant in the room, but no one's talking about it, right? No one's addressing it. And so the problem just continues to develop more and more and more without any clear path of a solution. So let's get right into it. I'm looking forward to talking to you about these 5 strategies. So strategy number 1 in being able to set, clear visionary goals for your nonprofit organization. I think the first strategy is you as the founder, you as the executive director, you as the board president or board member. You need to go back to what is the mission? What are we trying to accomplish here? Who are we trying to help? Going back to the who, what, where, why, right? Who are we trying to help? Who are we? Why did we get started, right? Why did we get started in order to help who? Who are we trying to help here? Who is the audience that we're trying to champion for? Who, right? What is it that we do, or what is it that we profess to do in order to help this target audience, right? What is it that we do? Where? Looking at the community, what's happening in the community? Is our mission being able to, are we making an impact? Are we making a dent, right? In the community, in the demographic area that we're saying, or the geographical area that we're saying, are we making an impact? And then the why. Why is this so important? What's the alternative? Really going back to the mission of why you started this nonprofit. What is going on? What is it that you were so happy about championing? What cause you wanted to champion? What difference you wanted to make? What impact you wanted to make in people's lives, in the community? What was your why? And I think when you go back to your why, you can sit up here at that point. Then you need to assess, is what we're doing now aligning with that mission? The vision that I initially had for starting this nonprofit organization, am I fulfilling that? Is it matching the vision that I had for my community? Are the people that is coming to, serve, for us to serve and to be able to be of service to, are they getting the programs and the services that we professed that we were going to give? Really being able to, because if you're not fulfilling the mission, you're definitely not getting to the vision, right? So what is it that we're doing? And having that honest conversation. Yes, we are. No, we're not, or we're in the middle. Really assessing, and then start breaking it down. In what areas are we missing the mark? Is there our programs? Do our programs need to be reevaluated? It's not having the impact that we want. Maybe we need to go to the community and ask what type of programs they need for the issues that they're struggling with, right? Maybe we need to get a program developer within our organization to be able to help us to, maybe revamp some of our programs, tweak some of our programs, develop new programs, trash some of the programs, right? And the services. Are we not being able to provide the services that we said we were going to provide in an efficient and consistent way? These are things that you need to ask yourself so you can evaluate, is it matching? What was my vision for this organization? Are we even close? Are we making a dent? Are we, kind of crawling before we can walk? Or did we just get the nonprofit organization started and we're kind of just there? We're just kind of there. We're not meeting the people that we need to meet, or whatever the situation is, and really assessing, having an honest conversation, checking off some things to say, are we close to the vision? Are we close to the initial vision that I had for this organization, or the ultimate vision that I had for this organization and the community? And through the mission statement, through our mission statement, are we fulfilling that in order to get to the mission? Being able to answer that wholeheartedly. That's the first step. Because if you can't acknowledge something, you can't fix it. If you can't acknowledge that something needs to be changed, or that something needs to be worked on or adjusted, you're not going to make the necessary changes that needs to be. And then you need to have this conversation with the other executive team, which is your board of directors. Everyone coming together to be able to assess where you are as an organization. And we're going to talk more about how you can do that in order to keep the vision clear. And if you don't have a vision, then now is the time where you need to create a vision. If you are aligning, if you go back to your mission statement and all you have is a mission statement, you should have a vision. What does this look like if the mission statement is fulfilled? What is the ultimate vision that you have for the recipients that are coming to utilize your services and your programs? And what is the vision that you have? What would that look like for the community? That needs to be crystal clear, because that gives you the purpose and the intention of why you have your nonprofit and why the work that you're doing is so important. Which takes me then to strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is you need to go back to your board of directors. 9 times out of 10, if your nonprofit organization is not fulfilling your vision or not implementing the vision, it's because you have board of directors that don't belong there. You have people sitting on your board that's not helping you to fulfill the mission, much less get to the vision. And that's a hard pill to swallow for some, because you pick people that were typically your friends and family that, they support what you're doing. They love the work that you're doing, but they really don't either have a clear understanding of the importance of what you're doing. So they got on board to support you and not necessarily the mission. They came to support you, but not necessarily the mission. And that's what happens when we typically choose people who are friends and family. They support you. So they'll show up at meetings. Okay, I'll show up at meetings haphazardly, I'm here kind of mentality. I'm here. I'll show up at the next event, but they're not entrenched in the mission, the fulfillment of the mission, what it takes, what is their contribution to fulfilling the mission. That's what's not there. And that's because when they first started, it wasn't there to support the mission. They didn't even have a clear understanding, because you didn't have a clear vision for your organization. So you couldn't pass it on to someone else to say, look, I want to contribute to that. And in what way can I contribute? Did you even have that conversation with the potential board member? In what way do you feel you can contribute to fulfillment of the mission in order to get to this ultimate vision? Did you even have that conversation? And because it's friends and family, sometimes we know that this person should not be sitting on this board. This person is not contributing in any way. This person is not productive in any way within the organization, but they're my best friend, or they're my aunt, or they're my cousin, or whoever, they're my best friend, right? And so it's a hard conversation when you know that they shouldn't really be on the board, but you need to. You need to. The fastest way to lose good people is to keep bad board members on the board. The fastest way to lose good board members is to keep bad ones on. Because No one is going to stay in a toxic environment where they feel that they're the ones that's not only contributing their part, but now they're having to make up for someone else's deficiency within the organization. And it creates poor morale. It creates horrible morale. It creates resentment, not only in you, but it creates resentment for the other board members that are having a clear that want to fulfill the mission. So you have to have that conversation with those that are not fulfilling the mission, not contributing in any way, but probably being a hindrance to your organization. And then this is a big one. This kind of aligns with what we're talking about as it relates to board members. I've had clients that literally, when we have come up with or not come up with a list, but when I've challenged them to come up with a list of individuals who they think that are within the community, that are influential, that have connection, that can motivate people to do things and have a passion for wanting to do for the community and things like that. When I challenge them to make a list, people that they know, is this some, who are individuals that can actually come in and totally turn your organization around in order to fulfill the vision? Everyone has at least 5 people that they know, 6 people that they know, but they are afraid to ask those individuals. And I'm challenging you today to step outside your comfort zone and ask the board members that you know need to be on your board in order to help you make the connections and the influence that's necessary to bring in funding, to bring in, influential people, to be able to take your organization to the next level. And I've heard, and I'm going to probably say something, and you can even join in the chat and join in the comment section and say, yep, that was me. You need to ask yourself, am I one of those people who have said this? Okay, when my organization gets to this level, then I'll ask this person. When we accomplish this, that when we get this phase 1, then I'll go ahead and I'll ask this person to sit on our board, because then I feel that our nonprofit is worthy to ask this person. If you have done that, you are doing a huge disservice to your nonprofit organization. It is for that very reason that you need to ask this person, because this milestone that you're trying to get to, this landmark that you're trying to get to, before you ask this person, is never going to happen without asking these type of people. They're the type of individuals that have the connections and the things necessary, the expertise, the skill set to be able to help you get to that milestone. So you sitting up here thinking that when I get here, I'll ask, and you feel embarrassed, that's the conversation that you need to have with them. That this is the reason why I'm asking you to be on the board, because our vision is here and we can't get here without you. Without your influence and your expertise. We have hand selected you as a nonprofit organization that we are looking for you to be a part of this team to help us take it to the next level. And 9 times out of 10, if it's not a time constraint, they feel honored to be able to help an organization, especially a grassroots organization, to be able to truly make an impact and to know that they can have an instrumental part in making that happen. They're honored and want to. So the limitation that you are placing on your organization is the very reason why you're not fulfilling the vision and not being able to see the vision through. And why it becomes muddy is because you don't have the right people in place and you're too afraid to ask the right people to come on board because you feel you're not worthy. Get out of that way. That's the low self-esteem for your organization. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes how we feel about ourselves as founders and leaders, struggling with self-esteem, we will bring that same feeling right into our nonprofit organization. You got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of the low self-esteem of your organization and get to it and get the right people in place for your organization to be able to see your vision come to fruition. Okay, so that's strategy number 2. Strategy number 3 is you need to start prioritizing. You need to start prioritizing ambitious, but yet achievable goals. Ambitious. A lot of times we want to think small. Okay, take baby steps. And that's great. You do. You need to take those baby steps. But you should have ambitious goals. Meaning, We want to have influential board members. We want to be, working with the local municipality or the, whatever the local government agency is. We want to be connected with the school boards. We want to be connected with this, having ambitious goals. We want to be in this part of the township or county. We want to be the after school program for this youth. We want to be the go-to for senior citizen assistance or people with HIV or children with special needs. We want to be the go-to, and so we need to be connected to this, and that. Have those ambitious goals, because if you don't have the ambitious goals, you're always going to play safe. You're always going to play small. And so that vision of making the impact that you want to make for your community is never there, because in order to make impact, you got to think big. You got to think big. If your goals, if your vision for your organization doesn't motivate you, keep you up at night, keep you excited, it's not doing it for anyone else, meaning your board. It's not motivating anybody to come to board meetings. It's not inspiring anyone to be able to take your organization to new heights. You have to have, as the founder, as the leader, you have to have a vision to be able to invite everyone to say, we need you in order to make this happen. You have to have ambitious goals. You cannot make impact playing it safe, playing it small. You can't. Every person that we saw made impact in this world, in this community, had big goals. They thought outside the box. They thought, the impossible. They thought, but they had achievable daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals in order to make that happen. So going back to what I was saying, which is evaluating where your organization is on a regular basis to see if this is what you're doing. A great time to do that is through your annual strategic meeting. Every nonprofit, I don't care how small you are or how big you are, should be having an annual strategic meeting, meaning every year you are meeting as an organization, your executive team, meeting to see and evaluating where we were last year, how we did last year, what went well and what didn't, and have a strategic plan of what's in place for the future year. And that's not to be held in December. That should be something that's held in third quarter. Where are we? Where do we need to go? Because in fourth quarter, you can't change nothing anyway. And you can't start implementing and reaching out to whoever you need to reach out to in order to make the next year better. So having your annual strategic meeting is going to be very important with you evaluating, are we fulfilling the mission in order to see the vision? Are we making a dent in that vision? And if you're not, evaluating where we went wrong, what we need to do, and it's not about blame shifting and who's to blame, but it's everyone evaluating their role in what went well and what didn't. Everyone from top to bottom, everyone evaluating that. So having ambitious goals, whether that's, your programs, your reach, your, expansion, whatever it is, it needs to be ambitious, inspiring, so that way you can achieve. So it's kind of like that statement that if you reach for I can't remember, but they said if you don't miss it, but if you miss it, you'll at least fall amongst the stars, right? And that's the truth. Reaching high so that even if you don't actually achieve it, so to speak, at least you're at a higher level than you were before. And that's where you want to be. You want to always be expanding, doing better, being better, working smarter, not harder, right? And making sure that your programs and your services are efficient. So you got to think big. You're not going to be inspired to do anything different if you're thinking small and safe. So that is strategy number 3. Strategy number 4 is now implementing some type of system within your nonprofit organization to hold everyone accountable, yourself included. Holding yourself accountable. That's extremely important. Without accountability, your vision is never going to be fulfilled. Everyone plays a role. Everyone. And in every successful business, whether nonprofit or for-profit, you have processes and systems in place. One of the systems that need to be in place is an accountability system. So with your board members, if you're not doing this, you need to start. Have performance evaluations for your board of directors, whether that's biannual, quarterly, however you want to do it, but have quarterly check-ins, have biannual check-ins, have annual check-ins for performance evaluation to see, are we doing what we said we're going to be doing in order to get to the vision? You were supposed to bring something to the table that was going to help us get that much closer to where we want to be. Are you doing that? Are you providing that? Are you, serving in that capacity? And that's everyone being evaluated. Executive director, everyone being evaluated for performance. Are we contributing to the mission? And if not, what are some action plans to turn it around? And if the action plans to turn it around, which should be the first, is not disciplinary action, it's action plans of turning things around and having a check-in with that as well. And if that's not being implemented, then have disciplinary action where up into the point where you may have to vote someone off. But get rid of what's not working and make sure that people see that that accountability system is not just talk. We are working. This is a working system that we have in place, an active, consistent system that we have in place in order to hold everyone accountable to fulfill the vision. So the vision has to be clear, and then everything after that is in work and in harmony with that vision. And last but not least, foster a culture of innovation and creativity. Create an environment for your organization for people to come in and actually, whether that's your board of directors, your volunteers, or whatever. And I've said this before in other videos. Allow them to be able to bring in new ideas, a better way of doing something, an idea, a recommendation, a suggestion for something that can help you fulfill your vision. Have an open door policy for innovation and creativity. Because sometimes it's not going to come from your board of directors. It may come from your volunteers. It may come from your volunteers. You may even challenge, people on social media. What ideas do you have that we can do this? We want to start this, but we want to ask you as the community to give us ideas of how we're going to do this. So now it's not just you as the board of directors saying, hey, we're coming to your community to do this, but now you're allowing the community as well to be the innovators, to be the think tank, so to speak, for that. And you may want to even host some think tank sessions for new, like if you're starting the new year and you're wanting to do things different, maybe from your surveys, from programs, it's not coming out as well or not having the impact that you want. And so you're looking to tweak and evaluate, having some think tanks, asking some people within the community, professionals, individuals from the community, college students, everyone being, that diversity and inclusion, so that way you can develop robust programs and innovative, services to really take your organization to be able to fulfill the vision, to have the goal, to implement and see the mission statement being fulfilled in real time, so that way the ultimate vision is being accomplished. That's the only way you're going to be able to do this. And these 5 strategies are not just, suggestions. These are really the blueprint for you being able to fulfill not only your mission, but to be able to actually see the vision that you ultimately had, your initial why in starting your nonprofit, to actually see the vision, see the recipients, their life transforming, and seeing the community transforming as a result of you holding to your vision for your nonprofit. So first, you got to get clear, what is that vision, in order for everything that I just mentioned to be implemented in order to support that vision. I can't create that vision for you. You have to create that vision for your nonprofit, knowing what you know about your community, knowing what's needed in the community, and make that a real thing. Make your mission statement a mission that we're going to accomplish this, because if we accomplish this, then the vision is able to be fulfilled as well, which is where the transformation happens. So that's what I wanted to share with you this Monday morning. I know I came with some heavy stuff, but it's important. It's important. We're here now in, fourth quarter? Yeah, we're September. No, almost. We're almost in fourth quarter. But we're at the end. we're at the end. So if that's something, some areas that you need to improve on, any one of these, or if all of these things, this is the time. This is the time to get in, do what's needed, so that way when you're starting in 2025, you have a new approach to things. You have a more honest and authentic approach to knowing where your organization is as a whole and where you want to be, and having the right people in place to help you to be able to do that. So I hope that this was beneficial. Please share this with your organization, share this with your team. If you know someone who is running a nonprofit organization and they're having some struggles, or someone who's aspiring to start a nonprofit organization that could benefit from the information today, please share this video. And if you found benefit in it, like, comment, and as I mentioned before, sharing is caring. So make sure you share it with those that you know can benefit as well. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, I do that specifically to the nonprofit community. You can reach me through my website at Utopian Enterprise Biz. That's utopianenterprisebiz.com, and you can click under our services, see the various services that I provide, as well as just setting up an initial consultation so that way we can customize where are you, where you want to be, and helping you to be able to get to your vision, having a clear understanding of what that is, and then the processes and systems in place in order to help you get there. That is what I'm here for. That is what I do and love to do each and every day. So reach out to me if you need, and stay tuned for next week, next Monday here at 9:30. We will be back, or I will be back, sharing another 5 strategies that's going to help you fulfill your mission in real time. See you then.